Yeah, so let's start creating a project in Google Console. So URL is already loaded in my browser for creating a project. So let's start. Yes. If you don't have any existing project, then you can create a new project. But I already created it, so I'm selecting existing one and clicking on continue. It will enable APIs for the fitness because I already selected it earlier. And I already created credentials also, so that I can go to credentials directly. Otherwise, if you are creating for the first time, then you have to perform a few steps, like you have to select all the options like fitness API if you want to enable it. Then you have to choose a platform like Android or iOS, whatever your Windows, whatever you require. And then there are two types of user data: application data and user data. So here they give a description, and you can choose as per your requirement. I already created it, so I'm not clicking it here. And for creating a credentials, auth consent screen is mandatory, so you will have to set this also. And after creating successfully all the credentials, you have to configure this project with the Firebase console, and from there you can download Google service file, which is required in the Android Studio for implementing APIs. So I already added this Google service JSON file in my project. So let's start how we can implement in Android project. So first, if we want to use any third-party library or any service, then it must be implement in build.gradle file. So I already added Google Fit service file, service library in my build.gradle. And then few permissions is required for the physical activity or for recognition of activities. So let's check in manifest. So I've set a few permissions like location permission and activity recognition. This is required for the physical activities like steps, distance. If you want to fetch steps, how many steps you have walked, or how many distance you have covered, then this all the permission is mandatory. And then let's move ahead. Go to main activity, launcher activity, where I have write a code for fetching data using history API or sensor APIs. So let's start from the on create method. I've set the uh, check permission function. It firstly it will ask for the permission, location permission, like find location or activity recognition. So if you have allowed those permission, then it will directly redirect to the it will call another function like fitness options, where I have set a few data types for the access read permission, like steps, calorie, distance. All these things I want to fetch, so I have set it here with the access read permission. And I'll check if his permission is true, then I'll directly call data fetching APIs. Otherwise, I'll have to call request permission. So for fetching data, there is one another function, get today's data. Let's start with the today's data, and then we'll explain how we can fetch the history data, like last week data or last month data. So for the today's data, if you want to fetch for today's data, then you have to call read daily total function with the history client. So I've set three data types. I want to fetch a steps, calorie, and distance of the 2 days data. So I've set all these three with the success listener. Add the on success method of that listener. So I'll get those data here. So whenever this method will call and I'll get the callback listener, I'll redirect to here and I'll get the data set object from the read daily total request. So if I'm getting dataset object, then that means I'm getting I got the 2 days data, and I'll have to fetch those data from the dataset, and I write a code for fetching data. Like you can get the data points from the dataset using data points. You can get the actual data, and you can parse as per your requirement. Like if you want to set with the 2 decimal or 3 decimal or actual data you want to set on your UI, then you can put your logic here. Okay, so this was the function for fetching 2 days data, and then I wrote one another function that is like for fetching last week data from 1st of March to till today. So I set the start date as 1st March and end date as 2 days date. So same, I want to fetch the same data, steps, calories, and distance for the history also. And I can set a bucket by time with the time unit. Like I want to fetch daily as per the daily count I want to fetch. So I can set days. You can set, if you want to fetch hourly, then you can set hours and seconds or anything. And you have to set time range, like you want to fetch from first, then you have to set start time, and then end time you have to set here. And then same with same for as 2 days data, you can set the read data request with the history client, and you will get the data in the same callback listener. Like I set the on success listener same as above. So if I'm calling for the I'm requesting for the history data, then I'll get the data read response, bulk of data, where I can get the list of datas in data read response, and then I can fetch the actual data from dataset. Like I can fetch the data set from data read response, and then a data point from the data set, and same way we can fetch the actual data. And so those data on UI. Okay, so this was the basic implementation of the fetching a data, today's data or history data. But if you want to fetch real-time data in your device, like if you are working right now and your application is open and you want to update on UI, then you have to use sensor APIs. Like for, as I mentioned earlier, you have to subscribe those data types if you want to use sensor APIs. Then I have to subscribe those data type. Like I call one method with the steps data count. So I want to fetch the real-time steps count. So I have registered one data type, subscribe one data type with the recording client, and subscribe successfully. Then I have another function sorry, one another function with the sensor client. Okay, using sensor client to request with specific data type which you have subscribed. Uh, Subscription is mandatory for the data type. If you like, if you want to fetch real-time steps, then you have to subscribe using recording data type, and then you can use the sensor client. Otherwise, you will not get the data on the on real time. So if it is successfully subscribed, then call this callback listener with the sensor request, and then you will get actual data here in data point callback function. Okay, and another I wrote few functions here for fetching real device details from where your data is uploading on storage, fitness storage. So you can get those details like device details, device name, manufacturer, or like that. And then also, as I have subscribed the data steps, but for the further requirement, I want to unsubscribe, then I have put one function here in Google Fit Util. You can use this at your end, like for unsubscribing any data type. So let's see how it works in a real device. So I'm sharing my phone mobile screen. Let me stop from here. Okay, so I already installed my this simple project in my device. So first it will ask for the permission. As I mentioned, few permission are required. So I'm allowing it. Location permission and activity permission, and then you will have to choose Google account, which Google account is associated with the Google Fit. So I'm using this email account in my Google Fit, so I'm selecting it, and then it will ask for the permission like speed, distance, and physical activity or something. This is the Google Fit permission, so you have to allow it. Yes. So here is the today's data I have fetched and update on UI. So if now I want to count actual real-time data. I've already subscribed steps count, so it will update as I work. I started working. So let me start working. Yes. So it is increasing. Yes. So it is increasing at real time. And then if you want to fetch last week data, as I mentioned that we can set start date and end date. Then I'll call one function here on last week button click. So it will fetch last week data.